Developers who want to build the largest resort of its kind ever in the Adirondacks this week are moving ahead with their project that's been on the drawing board for more than a decade. The Appellate Division of New York's Supreme Court dismissed a lawsuit that claimed the Adirondack Park Agency failed to fully study the impact the Adirondack Club and Resort project could have on the environment before giving it the green light 2.5 years ago.
We're very surprised and disappointed by the decision.
Peter Bauer heads up one of the two environmental groups that challenged the APA's approval of the development that would build up to 700 luxury homes and condos around the Big Tupper ski area in Tupper Lake.
85% of the project was not controversial. The trying to refurbish the ski area, to build townhouses, to build a hotel, to cut new trails, none of that was controversial. The controversial part was taking 80 camps, 80 buildings, and spreading them throughout area zoned resource management under the Adirondack Park Agency Act. These are the most tightly regulated private lands in the park, 15 buildings per square mile, and we feel most importantly that's a precedent for 1 million acres across the park that's zoned as resource management, and this really provides a green light for a way to develop these lands that we think is very troubling for the future ecology of the park.
But backers and even other environmental groups say the APA fully vetted the project. Governor Andrew Cuomo issued a statement praising the court's decision and the process that led to the permitting of the resort. The governor has long supported what he calls responsible development within the Adirondack Park. He and many others say the plans for the vacation homes, hotel, and renovating and reopening the Big Tupper ski area will create hundreds of jobs and boost the economy in and around Tupper Lake.
We're talking about up to 500 jobs. Obviously it's over a few phases. Talking about certainly high-end vacation homes, and these are people who I truly believe will invest in the community.
We need a revitalization down this main street. It has been dying a slow economic death over the last couple decades.
The developers say after the delays and millions of dollars spent fighting the challenge, they'll move quickly to start selling the luxury camps and townhouses and begin work on the mountain.
The mountain could be redone now. It could have been done a couple of years ago. Money that's been expended defending ourselves is not money that was spent restoring and rebuilding Tupper Lake.
Businesses are counting on the project to give this blue-collar town an economic shot in the arm. I
think this whole development is going to help not only myself but the community, and there's hope, and I think we're going to create jobs.
There's a snowball effect that takes place when you see sort of this shrinking going on within the park, and it's a major concern. So to have something like the Adirondack Club come along and bring a town back, you can't help but be excited.
The mayor says along with the job prospects, which he believes will come quickly, there are already other signs the project may help bring the village and region back to life.
Just this morning, we had a group that's looking at a conference center right at the intersection of Route 3 and 30 in downtown Tupper Lake, Main Street, Tupper Lake. So there's a lot of activity now, and I think there's going to be money invested wisely to promote Tupper Lake and the surrounding area.
The mayor says the 2.5-year delay hasn't led to any major changes in the plans for the resort, although he says the developers may look at the success of Jay Peak in Vermont to use the EB-5 program to lure foreign investors, like those that helped finance that resort's big expansion. As for the environmental groups that challenged the resort at Big Tupper, Peter Bauer with Protect the Adirondack says they'll weigh their options, but right now it's unclear if they'll take any more legal action.